What you have behind you here is a bunch of Bono's costumes here that were used from like the Zoo TV tour and a couple of the other tours. The devil suit behind there is also his. And over to my right here is a bunch of Zeppelin stuff. This is the Mellotron that was used on all of their records.
Right, yeah.
This acoustic guitar there is what Jimmy Page played Stairway to Heaven on. And down here you can see Bonham's drum set. And, this is what's known as the drum set. I mean,
I still haven't been there yet.
Yeah, and the gong is down there, and a couple of the outfits at Page, and I don't know if that was, no, it's John Paul Jones's. That's Jimmy Page's there with the dragons and stuff on it. And then his bass is over there as well.
It's amazing how they're in such good condition, even the Mellotron. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I saw one of Mick Jagger's over there at Mellotron. It was just mint condition. I mean, it's so hard to find, you know.
Well, and I think that was part of it too with those kind of instruments. You know, you're not going to trash them. And remember, these things didn't go on the road either.
Right. Yeah.
They basically stood in studios all of their lives or somebody's basement. And I mean, when you look around at some of the other instruments here, you'll notice, you know, Dwayne Allman's guitar. I mean, he played it a lot.
He wore that. Yeah.
And when you look at Pete Townshend's guitars over there, or Keith Moon's drum set, pretty beat up.
Yeah.
You know,
We're lucky to have one of them, really.
You need my gear, Dave. It's up on the stage. Feel free.
That's pretty beat up.
Whatever you need, it'll be there.
No
Get a
problem.
vintage 95 01W.
Yeah.
Lyrics, we'll take song lyrics. We love song lyrics if you guys have them.
It'd be hard to
There's
get.
you throw them all out.
Well, I mean, over the years, you know, it'd be precious to have handwritten lyrics of certain songs.
I can't believe how many lyrics were still around on the Lennon exhibit. I mean,
we
he
have
must
a
have kept
whole
everything.
room over there that when the cameras are off, I'll take you into,
Yeah.
where everything from Chuck Berry's original lyrics to School Days to Del Shannon to Talking Heads, Aerosmith, Paul Simon, I mean, all that stuff, and it's been preserved. Donovan had this whole lyric pad that he wrote, everything from Where Your Love Like Heaven to Sunshine Superman, Mellow Yellow, all in this one pad.
Oh, wow.
And he kept it going.
Now we got the stinking laptops, you know.
Right. You know, and that's a problem right now for us, because a lot of guys, I was talking to Bono about it, and I said, you know, get me some lyrics, and he goes, well, I'll just print them out. I said, what do you mean? He goes, I literally do everything on the laptop. He just sits there and version 1, version 2, version 3, take this. He says it's great. I can just, you know, take a paragraph take a chorus and move it over to here.
Pretty soon you'll be collecting laptops.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Hard drives, you know, just a hard drive.
That's right. On this laptop.
Keypads.
Beautiful day was written on this. Yeah, I can feel it.
Collectively, through the five guys, is pretty much every item of something or other in here is going to be interesting to one of us. You know, because it's interesting. I mean, we're all from different parts of the world, so we've got all kinds of different influences that have pulled together really to make what we do. But so it's fun being in here all together and visiting the Motown section with Oinch. He's from Detroit.
Oh, okay.
And, there's not a lot from New Zealand in here. Actually, I'm the only thing from New Zealand in here. I'm just happen to be passing through.
I'm not sure of that, but okay. There might be some Easy Beat stuff, you know?
Maybe.
That's right.
I like seeing, AC/DC. They were a band that was playing high schools, you know, when I was growing up.
Right.
And my eldest sister, you know, they came to her high school and played the high school show.
We've got one of Angus's shorts and suits here. So. They've been, in fact, we had the big bell from Hell's Bell. That was kind of cool. I mean, Australia's been such an influence, you know, Midnight Oil, and, you know, there's Bee Gees and INXS, and there's been so many bands that have actually come out of there that everybody thinks they're just English.
Right, yeah.
You know,
Well, the 70s and 80s, especially for Australia, was when I grew up in the 80s there as a kid, and that was just a powerful time because we had the best of American music and the best of English, you know, music. The radio stations were finally getting their act together and playing all these tunes.
Right.
FM came in then for us in about 1981, you know, and so they played them all, you know.
Have you gone back and visited like the whole Zeppelin collection or the whole Beatles collection, or, you know, James Taylor's and Marvin Gaye's and Stevie Wonder's?
Al Green, you know, I love Al Green.
Yeah. There's Al Green's suit right over there.
I always go, you know, I go and at least start with their hits collections and start there. The Beatles hit collection was great, and Al Green's one, you know, was one I wore the cassette out for a while there. They did.
I think when you go around here and you see the influences, and there's a section where you can actually go and take a band like U2 and follow them back to who they say their influences are, and then take those influences and follow them back to, you know, music of the 40s and 50s. You know, there's such a common thread going through it all that, you know, the music you're making today is not that far removed from Bill Haley and the Comets and some of the, you know, Elvis Presley and Jerry Lee Lewis and Little Richard and those people. There's something of that, you know, made its way through, and it's one of the beauties of the museum.
Yeah, it's cool because even guys like us, we can trace back, like you say, influences and their influences and so on and so on. And it's almost like the family lineage and realizing, you know what? It's almost like that guy's my great-great-grandfather to this thing I'm doing now and what we just did on this record a little bit of. And I didn't even know it, you know, which is kind of, that's fun. I did do that downstairs on the computer. It was fun.